Hey, sexy people. So you've heard the term ethical non-monogamy thrown around. Maybe a friend mentioned they were in an open marriage. Maybe you stumbled across it on a dating app. Maybe you've been doing it for years and didn't even know there was a name for it. Either way, you're here because you want answers, and I'm going to give them to you. No sugarcoating, no judgment, just the real breakdown of what ethical non-monogamy, also known as ENM, actually is, what it isn't, and the many, many ways people practice it. Before we go further, hi, I'm Taylor K. Sparks, your ethical non-monogamy coach, sex artist, and founder of organic11.com. So let's get into this. Ethical non-monogamy is exactly what it sounds like. Having romantic, sexual, or intimate relationships with more than one person with everyone's knowledge and consent. That last part, that's the ethical piece, and it's non-negotiable. ENM is an umbrella term. It covers a wide range of relationship structures. We're talking open marriages, swinging, polyamory, polygamy, and more. Some are primarily sexual, some are deeply romantic, some are both. Some are neither, and we'll get into that as well. The common thread is transparency. Everyone involved knows what's happening. Boundaries are discussed, negotiated, and respected. There are no secrets, no lies, no one being kept in the dark. Now, here's where people get tripped up. They hear non-monogamy and immediately think chaos. No rules, everyone's just doing whatever they want, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Most people practicing ethical non-monogamy have more conversations about boundaries, expectations and feelings, sexual health than monogamous couples do. You kind of have to when you're navigating multiple relationships. Communication isn't optional, it's the foundation. So if you ever thought ethical non-monogamy means anything goes, nope, it means everything gets discussed. Let's start with one of the most common forms, the open marriage. Now, an open marriage is when one or both people in a committed partnership, usually a marriage, have decided to have sexual and/or romantic relationships with others. The key here is that boundaries are discussed and set. What those boundaries look like varies widely from couple to couple. Some people are open to their partner having full romantic relationship. Others are comfortable with purely physical connections. Some have don't ask, don't tell policies. Others want to know everything. So there's no one size fits all. The structure is whatever works for that specific relationship as long as both people are on the same page. Open marriages, often get a bad reputation because people assume they're a last-ditch effort to save a failing relationship. And look, sometimes that's true. But more often than not, open marriages are chosen by couples who are solid, secure, and simply want to explore connection beyond each other and together. Now let's talk about swinging. This is a big one, and there's a lot more nuance here than people realize. Swingers are typically emotionally monogamous, but physically non-monogamous, meaning the heart stays home, but the body gets to go play. Swinging is primarily practiced by couples, but singles can absolutely be swingers too, and they've figured out how to navigate this world in their own way. So let me break down some of the key terms. You have soft swap, which means engaging in most sexual activity except penetration. This could include kissing, touching, oral, everything kind of up to that line. Full swap means all sexual activity is on the table, but interestingly enough, some full swap couples don't kiss other partners. That level of intimacy is reserved for each other. Every couple makes their own rules and boundaries. The swinger community is primarily about sexual recreation. It's about fun, connection, and shared experiences. But here's something people don't talk about enough. Many long-term swingers have formed deep, lasting relationships that honestly mirror polyamory. So what starts as recreational can evolve into something more profound over time. Now let's talk about the singles in this space. A unicorn is a single bisexual woman. She's called a unicorn because she's rare, hard to find, and often considered a fantasy fulfillment for couples. She loves men and women equally and is comfortable joining couples for play. The joke is that as soon as a single guy finds a unicorn, he marries her, hence unicorn, rare and elusive. Then there are bulls. These are single men whose primary role in the swinger world is to attend events and offer sexual satisfaction to wives or girlfriends. Bulls are typically straight, sometimes bi, but can be gay or bi. They're often invited to hot wives events, which are also called stag Dixon dynamics. These men thoroughly enjoy watching their wives being pleased by bulls. So this is a different distinction than cuckolding. Bulls in the swinger community are there for mutual enjoyment. In cuckolding, which comes from the BDSM world, there's an element of humiliation or degradation toward the husband or boyfriend. That's a specific kink, and the dynamic is different. If there's no humiliation involved, it's simply voyeurism, watching others, or exhibitionism, liking to be watched, not cuckolding. Single men and single women who are successful in the swinger community often get invited to couples-only events. They've built trust, they know how to navigate the couple dynamics, and they understand the vibe. And as the saying goes, they're just there for a good time, not a long time. So here's a quick history lesson also. Swinging actually started in the 1950s amongst the U.S. Air Force pilots and their wives. The story goes that these pilots had a high mortality rates, and the couples formed tight-knit communities where if a husband died, another pilot would take care of the widow, and that taken care of extended to, well, everything. So the practice evolved, went mainstream in the 60s and 70s with key parties and suburban swing clubs, and it's been growing ever since. Now here's something that kind of tickles me a little bit. Millennials and Gen Z often call swinging the lifestyle. They'll say, "Oh, we're in the lifestyle. Like this is new. Like this is some new modern thing." But baby, it's swinging. It's the same thing. The lifestyle is just kind of a rebrand, So the kids don't know they're actually doing the same thing their grandparents were doing in the 70s, but that's okay. It just has a new sleeker name. But hey, whatever gets you in the door, right? So then we have polygamy, polygyny, polyandry, and polyamory. And let's kind of clear up some of the confusion because these terms often get mixed in exchange. Polygamy simply means having more than one spouse. That's it. It's a broad term. Polygyny is one husband, more than one wife. This is often confused with polygamy, but it's actually a specific structure under that umbrella. There's traditional polygyny, think Mormon fundamentalist communities or certain Muslim cultures, where a man has multiple wives, but the women are not romantically involved with each other. The relationships are parallel, but not interconnected. Then there's modern polygyny, where it's possible for the wives or girlfriends to be physically and romantically involved with each other. But here's the distinction. In polygyny, the women do not have relationships outside of their shared partner. The structure centers on one man. And here's a critical legal piece. For it to be considered polygyny, the man must be legally married to at least one of the women. If there's no legal marriage, what you're actually looking at is polyamorous relationships, not polygyny. Polyandry is the reverse. One wife with more than one husband, my preferred dynamic. This is far less common in modern Western cultures, but it absolutely exists and has existed historically in parts of China, Nepal, Nigeria, and South America. Again, for it to be polyandry, the wife must be legally married to at least one of the husbands. Then we have polyamory, which is more than one romantic relationships with all parties knowing and consenting. The poly dynamics could be one woman with two boyfriends or one man with two girlfriends, which is common, and it's called a triad or a throuple or a V. You could have two couples, and these are often referred to as a quad. And once you have more than four people, then you have a polycule. Yes, there are times when 5 or 6 or 7 people are dating together, but not everyone may be dating everyone, but everyone knows. I know, it's a lot. So these structures remind us that non-monogamy isn't new. It isn't a modern invention. It's been practiced across cultures for millennia. We've just now given it more clear language. So now let's talk about what falls outside of ethical non-monogamy. If you look at any chart of non-monogamous relationship structures, and trust me, there are many, you'll see a wide range of practices, but not all of them are ethical. Cheating is non-monogamous, but it absolutely is not ethical. Why? Well, because there's no consent. One partner is being deceived. That's a violation of trust, not a relationship style. Prostitution is technically non-monogamous, but it's transactional. It exists in a different category altogether. The ethical part in ethical non-monogamy isn't just a feel-good label. It means something. It means everyone involved is informed, consenting, and respected. The moment you remove transparency, you've removed the ethics. And one more thing worth mentioning, BDSM. BDSM often gets included under the ethical non-monogamy umbrella, and there's a reason for that. Even though BDSM relationships aren't sexual at all or always, here's an example. A woman could be happily married but also have a dominant submissive relationship with another person, another man. That DS dynamic might involve power exchange, rituals, protocols, but no sex whatsoever. Is that a relationship outside of her marriage? Yes. Is it intimate? Absolutely. Does it need to be disclosed and discussed with her spouse to be ethical? 100%. BDSM reminds us that intimacy isn't just about sex. Connection takes many different forms, and ethical non-monogamy covers all forms of outside connection, not just the ones that happen in the bedroom. So there you have it. Ethical non-monogamy in its many, many forms. The truth is, there's no single right way to do this. Open marriages, swinging, polyamory, polygyny, the dom-sub dynamics, they all look different. They all have different rules and boundaries. What matters is that the people involved are communicating, consenting, and showing up for each other with honesty, radical honesty. If you're watching this and you're thinking, okay, but where do I fit in all this? I've got something for you. I created an ethical non-monogamy quiz designed to help you figure out which relationship structure might align with who you are and what you're looking for. It's quick, it's free, and it might give you some clarity you didn't know you needed. The link is in the description. Go and take it. Come back and let me know what you got. And if this video helped you understand E&M a little better, hit the like and hit subscribe. I've got a lot more coming on communication, navigating jealousy, building security, multi-partner relationships, all of it. So until next time, your love, your rules, and your freedom. Bye-bye.